Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Lucas, and welcome to my GoFundMe page. So, I've got kind of a longer video that I had planned for this, and I wanted to, before I get started, give you a chance to see what my face looks like because I do wear glasses here, but the thing with that is I haven't solved the issue with getting terrible glare off of my computer screen while I'm making a video. So just please bear with me because I do need to put these back on to actually read the statements that I have made for this video. So I have this pretty much all on my page, but I'm adding to it a little bit what I have written. So, first and foremost, I want to say that the funds I'm requesting are for me. However, the funds that I'm requesting are going to be used to catch me up on rent by the 3rd of November so that I can invest my income to provide for others as well. You see, I've got a vision in life, and in order to explain that vision, I need to give you a little bit of a backstory about me and who I am, and also paint a scenario for you so you understand like where I'm coming from. So, hello, my name's Lucas, and I'm 39 years old, and as long as I can remember, being a young adult to becoming an adult to where I am now, which is middle-aged, I've always had one area of my life that I wish was better. And I've put all kinds of work into it in the past, but it's always left me feeling like a little bit sad and broken inside. But I always believed that where there's hurting, there's an equal or even greater amount of healing available to you. So what I want to do is make sure that the other people that are going through the same problems as I've faced, that they get the options to receive the healing that they deserve. And I want to be an ambassador, a leader, and in service in this area to my fellow men and women. So you're probably asking the question, what is it that I'm talking about? And I'm talking about dating and relationships. If you've paid any attention to all the dating scenes lately, whether you are a part of it yourself or if you have friends that are friends or loved ones that are part of it, you'll notice that there's a lot that's not right with the dating world. Men aren't approaching or talking to women. Women are being forced to take the roles of men because men don't know how to take control in almost any situation. And it's kind of sad. I've realized that there are some women who prefer taking the same role that we would think it would normally be taken for a man, but when you would rather take a more feminine role and you're forced into something that you don't want, that's not good for you. So people are being physically, mentally, and just emotionally scarred from sexual acts. No one's getting what they want because they don't know how to get their inner world to heal. They don't know how to get that inner work that really matters to them. Now sometimes it even goes beyond not knowing how to get this support. Sometimes it's about not knowing to how to ask for support. And even beyond that, because of the religious ideals that we all think that sex is something that's dirty or wrong or bad and something you can't talk about unless it's like behind closed doors, and even then it's bad unless you're already married. And so there's an abundance of hurt and pain and shame that's associated with dating, relationships, and sex nowadays. People walk down the streets and they can't even hold their heads up because of the shame that they feel in a public area. The good news, though, is that things the way they are now are not the way they're supposed to be. And it's your right to get support when something is messed up in your life, something's bothering you. Everyone has something that they wish that they weren't burdened with, that they think others won't understand. A hole in them that just needs to be repaired. So, personally, my goal is to become both a relationship and a sex coach for others that are hurting in the same way I've hurt. So that people can seek out sexual healing. I know it gets lonely in the night. I know that there's times where the hurt just won't go away no matter what you do. I know that you may cry for what seems like an eternity and just wish it all would go away so you can remember how happiness felt. I want you to have what your heart desires, the inner healing and the perfect partner that you can face the day with boldly together, because it can be yours. So I have started training on this subject. I have trained in many other areas, but my focused training on the subject has just begun. I highly desire to keep going. I've hit a temporary roadblock that I can't move right now by myself. I don't know how. So let me take you to what has been happening. So I was unemployed for about 4 months during COVID-19. I was overcome by the devastation of overworking myself. Around May was about the peak point. I had spent several months just digging myself in this hole of burnout where I was giving all my time and energy away, so I didn't have anything for me. And if you've taken like emotional intelligence classes like I have, you know that you can't pour water from an empty glass. If you don't have the energy to give others, then you know you're out there just putting yourself in constant burnout. You got to secure your own oxygen mask first before you can help others. So I was overcome by devastation from overworking myself around May. I had full-time school and leadership classes with next level trainings. I was right on the edge of being completely overwhelmed, and then that's when the outbreak of COVID hit and the following lockdown. So I'm not saying that there wasn't anything that I could do during this time. It was more of an issue of I didn't know what to do. I needed to take a little bit of time for my healing from being burnout, and then I didn't know what to do afterwards because my go-to would have been Ohio Means Jobs because I knew that I'd done that before and I could get a job within maybe a week. That sounds like a good scenario, and it is actually possible. I've seen where I got in there and could have gotten a job within a week if I'd wanted to. I chose the choice of school at that time instead of the job, but it was whichever one that I wanted. So it was a total of 4 months. I searched online for what I could get. I even drug out an insurance job for a month and a half before I realized that there was just no possible way for me to make it work. Uh, well, I mean, anything's possible, but it wasn't to my health. There was no benefit that I could see to it because it required 12 plus hours a day in shifts, dedicating pretty much my entire life to my work, and that doesn't leave me room for growth in other areas of my life that I wanted, and not enough time to have fun as well, which, I think it's all important, it's all relevant to have things in your life that you enjoy, to have not a balance but a harmony. So my current job as a vendor has opened up doors to short-term investments. So with my extra sources of income, I'm actually making more money than I've ever made in my entire life. And that includes the job that I had at one time in a factory working $18 an hour. So with all the money that I'm sourcing, I'm actually making more money, but I've also accumulated more bills because I ended up being 3 months behind on rent and electric and gas. So it was a hole that I dug for myself, not on purpose, but it's just something that happened. And all the while, since I have gotten this job, I've been looking for ways to get ahead in the income game. And it's important for you to know that I am already making plans for the future to ensure that I maintain steady income and I seek out new possibilities and I get my bank book balanced the way it should be. That way you know that you're not throwing away your money when you send a donation to me. So on that subject, it's very crucial that you understand that I had just finished listening to PsychoCybernetics on YouTube the day before I had an eviction notice placed on my door. And that eviction notice was for Wednesday the 4th, where I face having my unit detained and having a court trial. So, some people who have already read PsychoCybernetics and understand how the book works and how much of a game changer that is to my life already understand where I'm going with this, but I want to break this down a little bit, because everything that I'm talking about is very extremely important, and it is a very big eye-opener on how to do the how that I want to do. So after listening to this on PsychoCybernetics on YouTube, I was getting ready to set up solid goals for my life in all areas of my life. And I wanted to share this quote with you from the book. "Do the thing and you will have the power," said Emerson. What he is talking about is when you have a solid plan put together in your life, when it goes from a mental image to a vague idea to a fully fleshed out, color-coded vision that occurs to you each day whenever called upon. You see opportunities where there were none. Some things may change in your vision, but your vision itself will take on a life of its own when you know how to give it life. So these are the steps I'm taking to reach my goals in life, including finances, friends, relationships, and health. And this is all from the book again. Aim. Have a goal or target in existence now. Remain trust-oriented to receive the end results. Relax. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. And I can tell you plenty of times in my life that I have been stuck on the third one, just too afraid to make the mistakes to go out there and live, when the mistakes are never as bad as what we make them out to be in our head. 4 would be learn from trial and error. And 5, do not be concerned or anxious. Operate spontaneously. So this is all going to come together in just a minute here. So what you want to do is spend 10 to 15 minutes a day, at least 21 days in a row, of meditating quietly on your vision, no matter where it is, and watch the ideas and opportunities come to you. You want to role play with yourself to find the ways to take away the no's. The no, you can't have that. The no's that we hate to hear. This could be for things such as a job, getting a client if you're like an insurance salesman or something like that, or getting a date. Just whatever it is that is suitable to you. So also in PsychoCybernetics, and this is kind of the kicker here, the offer refers to the ASM mechanism, or the automatic success mechanism. The clearer the target is in your mind, the better your ASM works. And this is what I believe in. The professional athletes are trained to use ASM. Also, you can ask anyone that has been successful at anything. They all have a clear vision of what they wanted in their life, so much so that they didn't even know that it was ever even possible that they could fail. So you can check out Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill for more information on becoming successful. So let me run that by you again real quick, just in case you missed it. It's the ASM, the automatic success mechanism, the thing that I have problems pronouncing right now. The clearer is that the target is in your mind, the better your automatic success mechanism is. Have you ever noticed, like, when you're learning something, whatever that might be, like, say, piano, that things just come together really easily for you? The more you decide that this is what you're going to do, the better you're going to get at it. If I had decided that I wanted to, when I was younger, I really liked basketball, if I would have decided that I was definitely going to stay with this instead of being deterred at the first opportunity, I could have used my ASM to mentally picture what it was that I wanted to do, and I could have made it come true. Now, I have seen this come together to a degree, but I am looking for much greater results right now. So, with all that being said, you know now that my goal is to learn so that I can give dating advice and teach people, show them how to get the sexual healing that they want. Because I feel like that is so, so important. So, going with the having a plan created, I wanted to share with you a little bit of what I was able to get up so far, because I haven't had a lot of time to flesh it out fully yet. But I'm going to do the best I can to show you this is what I'm planning on doing, and this is what I've done. So let's actually start with what I've done so far. And I actually have those in my other notes right here. So, if I can find them. So I've actually gone through quite a few books myself. And as I said, I've done the leadership training with Next Level Trainings. I've listened to several audiobooks, including Think and Grow Rich, The Law of Attraction, The Secret, and The Law of Attraction, The Power by Rhonda Byrne. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. The 4 Agreements. I've listened to some of Abraham Hicks's audio books. I think maybe even just the one, and I can't remember exactly what the title of that one was. And I've listened to her speak on YouTube as well. I've listened to The 10 Principles of Abundance and Prosperity, Transform Your Life by Chris Lee. The 5 Love Languages, kind of like an excerpt from Boundaries that I found on YouTube. And PsychoCybernetics, of course, which is the one that I had just finished the day before I had gotten that notice on my door. So on top of that, I do want to show you how much drive that I have by telling you one more thing in my life that has happened. I have personally gone from 300 pounds down to 190 pounds within 7 months. But because of the way I had felt, I let that dictate my world at the time, because I didn't feel loved, and I gained 70 pounds back. So I got all the way up to 260. But luckily, with more grit, more hard work, and determination, I got myself up to working out 3 times a day for 6 days a week and got myself back down to 210. And I still want to get back down there again. But I just want to show you that's the kind of determination and drive that I have. And that's where I'm heading towards, is the more determination and drive, because I've got a will inside of me, a fire, a passion to do what it is that I want to do. And it's completely unbreakable. There's nothing that's in this world that's going to stop me, because I treat my goals as if my life depended on them to finish them. Because in a way it does. If I don't go after my goals, then I don't have much of a life. But when I go out there and put in the hard work and effort to reach my goals, I know that I'm going to reach them, because I know that I have a lot of masterminds behind me and ahead of me in the future that will be able to show me how to get where it is, from where it is that I am now to where it is that I want to be. And that's very powerful. Like, I knew, even though it was taking so much time for me to lose weight just recently, I knew that if I stuck to my plan and I kept working hard at it, that I would eventually see the pounds coming off. And then, as if all at once, they did start coming off. And I was so proud of where it is that I got to. And I still am. And I'm still going to keep going further. So, my next goal is my first training that I want to do, which costs $2,000. It focuses on vibrational energy, getting physically fit. There's a lot in there about health and physical fitness. Setting up social circles, which is something that I could definitely use. Learning how to enroll other people in my vision. Getting dressed for success. Defining my purpose in life. Establishing my true self. Not just my true self, but who it is that I want to be, who I want to project to the world. And of course, having a solid game plan that is my foundation for my life. Notice how I said who I choose I want to be. Like, I know that I can be whoever or whatever I want to be, but I want to be able to choose that and project that to the world. Then my goal after that is to receive sexual healing from the traumas that I faced. That program isn't so easy to figure out what the cost is, but I figured it's going to be somewhere around $5,000 and require a good deal of time to flesh out the inner work that needs to be done in order to feel healed and be able to change my whole attitude and outlook in life. So after that, I can spend another $2,000 and join their staff. Another $1,100 or so, and I will learn better how online dating works. I know a little bit, but I'm probably sitting on the tip of the iceberg with that one. And then finally, I'll be taking a 2-year course with The Attractive Man to become a dating coach. And I already spent a boot camp weekend with them. The Attractive Men, I met up with Matt Artisan and a few of his other coaches, and they just showed men how to make dating fun for themselves and for girls. Uh, we learned how to women approach women in safe and fun and attractive environments, and we knew that they would be because we created them. And then we learned how to take risks while making other people feel comfortable. So, if I'm honest, I spent so much of my time foolishly waiting. But now I realize that life is now, and 100% is possible 100% of the time, as long as you believe that and you act upon that belief. I spent so much time just waiting for healing to come and the relationships to happen. And now I want to get the healing that has presented itself to me and the solid foundation for my life for what I want. And I realize you cannot heal in the place where you've been hurt. And I found in my experience that when you give yourself time to remain in that space of hurting, things do not get better. You find reasons in your own head to say that you aren't good enough, reasons to say that you can't succeed, and eventually you end up forgetting what it was that you were fighting for, or that you were even fighting at all. And these are all conversations that we have in our head daily, and they simply aren't true. So I'm requesting donations so that I can continue on further in confidence, so that I can teach others how to do the same. So now, since you either read this on my page or you have joined me for this long, I do want to add that I will be working on my own business when it comes to coaching for relationships, or whether it's sexual healing. And it will most likely be a combination of both. And of course that takes having the training first. I've got to get the knowledge first to set that up. But no matter when that is, I'm giving you my guarantee right now that this is what I want to do with this. So I wanted to offer you something special for donating. If I've been successful in enrolling you into my vision right now, I will be donating my time once I'm able to get my own business of sexual healing, dating advice, and being a dating coach for free. So for $50, you will receive up to 6 hours that you can divide that in any way you choose between you, your loved ones, and or your friends. You may choose any type of session, and those sessions can last between 1 to 3 hours of the 6 hours, and you may have as many as 6 people that can receive these sessions. So it could be you and 5 of your friends, or if you don't need it and you just want to help out 6 of your friends or loved ones, great, send them my way and we'll have an hour session apiece. For $100 you get the same thing, except now you're getting up to 12 hours, and of course that means that up to 12 people may have an hour apiece. But you can split it out however you want between 1 and 3 hours, just as long as it's distributed evenly. Finally, at $1,000 donation, that buys you the same as above, and we're upping the time limit to between 1 and 3 hours a day for up to 15 days of service. Not necessarily 15 consecutive days, but 15 days for as many as 15 people. And that is 45 hours of dedicated time, completely free because you donated. It's going to be dedicated to you or loved one receiving the healing that you or they deserve. So if you are enrolled in my vision and want to see the healing of the dating world, you can donate above and beyond if that's what you choose. You can help me reach my training goals even sooner than I thought was possible. So I appreciate donations, whether big or small. If you want to donate something small like $1, I appreciate that so much, and I would sing your praises just as loudly as if you donated $100. So I just ask, even if you don't suffer from any problems in the dating world, in the world of relationships, that you think of others in your life that do. Think of the people that have been forced into human trafficking or working as prostitutes. When they get clean, where do you think it is that they can go? How many options do you think are open for them? Where can your loved ones go when they just don't understand what to do for healing? Because this is a very sensitive topic and we're told it's wrong. And it's okay to feel happy no matter what it is, no matter what it is you're doing in life. And I want all of you to know that inside that you're perfect and you just got buried under the weight of the world. And it can be so hard sometimes. It can be so hard to remember who it is that you really are. So together, we can find your true self. I can find my true self. And we can show the world what's possible. So I know personally I still have a lot to figure out. But I'm asking for support right now. For those that will, I ask that you support me and donate. So I thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me so much. And just know that you are loved. Thank you.